A 7 on Your Side story revealed a new type of ATM scam. Thieves, get this, pouring glue into the card reader, forcing victims to use the tap feature, then draining their accounts. And this is only the beginning. Criminals are no longer robbing banks with masks and weapons. They are robbing ordinary people using invisible traps hidden inside machines you trust every week. Right now, thousands of card holders are walking up to ATMs completely unaware that the machine in front of them may already be compromised. Some victims lose their rent money. Others lose their entire savings. Most never even realize how the theft happened until it is far too late. Imagine stopping at an ATM after work. You insert your debit card, type your PIN, and request $200. The machine makes the normal sounds. You hear the cash moving inside. Then suddenly, nothing happens. No money comes out. The screen resets like the transaction failed. Confused, you assume the ATM is broken. Maybe the cash slot jammed. Maybe the machine malfunctioned. Frustrated, you leave to find another ATM. But the second your card disappears around the corner, a man quietly walks toward the machine. He reaches into the cash dispenser and pulls out your money in seconds. You were never dealing with a broken ATM. You were dealing with a cash-trapping claw. Scammers secretly attach a thin metal plate over the cash slot using industrial adhesive. When the ATM pushes the bills forward, the money becomes trapped behind the fake cover. The ATM believes your cash was successfully dispensed, so the funds vanish from your account instantly while the criminal waits nearby for you to leave. A college student named Michael lost his rent payment this exact way. By the time he contacted his bank, the thief was already gone. And what makes this terrifying is how normal everything feels. No alarms, no violence, no warning. But this next scam is even worse because criminals do not just steal your cash. They steal your actual card while pretending to help you. A woman walks to an ATM late at night. Her card slides into the machine but never comes back out. Panic starts building. Then a friendly stranger approaches her and says, "That happened to me yesterday. Try entering your PIN while holding the cancel button." She listens. The stranger watches carefully. Minutes later, she leaves believing the machine captured her card forever. What she does not know is that the stranger trapped her card intentionally using a hidden plastic sleeve called a Lebanese loop. The moment she walks away, the scammer removes the trap, takes her card, and empties her account before sunrise. And the next scam does not even need cameras to steal your PIN. It steals your code using heat. You carefully cover the keypad with your hand while entering your PIN. You check behind you. You look for hidden cameras. You do everything security experts tell you to do. Then you grab your cash and walk away believing your account is safe. But 30 seconds later, a criminal approaches the exact same ATM holding what looks like an ordinary smartphone. Attached to the phone is a tiny thermal imaging camera. The criminal points it directly at the keypad you just touched. Suddenly, the screen lights up with glowing fingerprints made entirely from heat. Every button you pressed is visible. Even worse, the keys cool down at different speeds. The first number you typed is colder than the last one. That tiny temperature difference allows criminals to reconstruct your exact PIN in perfect order. A manager named Robert protected his PIN from every visible threat, but he still lost $2,000 after criminals used thermal imaging to clone his card and access his account. His own body heat betrayed him. And this is where ATM scams become terrifying. Criminals are no longer relying on obvious tricks. They are exploiting science, psychology, and hidden technology most people never think about. But the next attack is even more dangerous because it hides inside one of the smallest parts of the ATM, the headphone jack. Every modern ATM includes an audio port for visually impaired users. Criminals discovered that this tiny opening connects directly to the machine's internal communication system. So they began creating microscopic skimmers disguised as broken headphone plugs. A scammer walks up to the machine, inserts the fake device into the audio port, and leaves. That is all it takes. Hours later, you arrive at the ATM. Everything looks completely normal. You inspect the card reader. You cover your PIN. You see no hidden cameras. But the hidden device inside the headphone jack silently intercepts the communication between the ATM and your card during the transaction. Your debit card number, expiration date, and encrypted PIN are secretly copied onto a microscopic memory chip. A graphic designer named Emily used an ATM inside a crowded shopping mall. 3 weeks later, fraudulent withdrawals started appearing on her account. She never understood how criminals stole her information because the ATM looked perfectly clean. That is the new reality of modern ATM fraud. The danger is no longer visible, and the next scam becomes even more advanced because criminals stop attacking the machine physically. Instead, they hijack the wireless network connecting the ATM to the bank itself. That means the ATM can hand you your cash normally, while criminals steal your entire financial profile in real time. You walk into a convenience store late at night and notice a small standalone ATM near the entrance. It looks completely legitimate. Bright screen, security cameras, trusted logos. You insert your debit card, enter your PIN, and withdraw cash without any problems. What you never realized is that the ATM was connected to a fake wireless network controlled by criminals sitting inside a parked car outside the store. This is called a rogue network intercept. Scammers carry powerful portable routers hidden inside backpacks. These devices imitate the real wireless network used by independent ATMs in hotels, gas stations, festivals, and convenience stores. Because the criminal signal is stronger, the ATM unknowingly connects to the fake network instead of the legitimate banking server. The transaction still works normally. You receive your cash. But while the ATM communicates with the bank, the criminals secretly intercept your card number, your PIN, and your transaction data in real time. A traveler named Mark used a hotel lobby ATM to withdraw money during a business trip. By morning, scammers had cloned his card and drained $4,000 from his account while he slept upstairs. And that is what makes these scams terrifying. The ATM does not look damaged. Nothing appears suspicious. The machine still gives you cash. But criminals already stole everything they needed. And now organized crime groups are combining technology with psychological distractions to make stealing your PIN even easier. Imagine standing at a busy ATM on a crowded city sidewalk. Just as you prepare to enter your PIN, someone nearby drops a stack of papers onto the ground. Another person spills coffee beside you. Someone asks for directions in a panicked voice. Instinctively, you look away for 1 second. That single moment is all criminals need. A second scammer standing nearby wears smart glasses equipped with a hidden high-definition camera. While your attention shifts toward the distraction, the glasses secretly zoom in on your hands and record your finger movements over the keypad. Later, the criminals replay the footage frame by frame, tracking the exact motion of your fingers to reconstruct your PIN perfectly. A retired man lost his monthly pension after a distraction team captured his code while a young woman politely asked him for subway directions. He believed he was helping a stranger. In reality, he was being recorded by organized thieves. Modern ATM scams no longer rely only on machines. They rely on human behavior, your politeness, your distractions, your assumptions. And the next scam becomes even more dangerous because criminals replace the actual ATM keypad itself with a fake one designed to record every button you press. You approach the ATM and perform every security check you know. You pull on the card reader. You cover your PIN with your hand. You inspect the machine for hidden cameras. Everything appears perfectly normal, but the keypad itself is fake. Criminals now manufacture ultra-realistic keypad overlays using industrial molds and precision printing. These fake keypads fit directly on top of the original buttons so perfectly that most victims never notice the difference. The moment you enter your PIN, the counterfeit keypad records every number you press. Tiny Bluetooth transmitters hidden inside the overlay instantly send your code to criminals waiting nearby. A nurse named Jessica followed every traditional ATM safety rule, yet she still lost $2,000 because the machine itself had been modified from the inside out. And this is where ATM fraud becomes almost impossible to detect with human eyes, because the next scam hides even deeper, inside the card slot itself. Security experts call it the deep insert shimmer. Unlike old bulky skimmers attached outside the ATM, a shimmer is paper-thin and invisible from the outside. Criminals slide this tiny electronic strip deep inside the machine's internal card reader using specialized tools. Once installed, the shimmer silently sits between your debit card's chip and the ATM's internal contacts. The machine still functions perfectly. Your transaction still works. But while your card moves through the slot, the shimmer secretly copies sensitive data hidden inside the chip itself. A mother named Sarah used an ATM inside a grocery store that looked completely safe. Days later, criminals cloned her card and emptied $3,000 from her checking account. She never saw a skimmer because the device was buried deep inside the machine where no customer could possibly detect it. And then comes the most terrifying ATM attack of all: jackpotting. This is not ordinary theft anymore. This is cyber warfare against the ATM itself. Two men wearing fake maintenance uniforms approach an ATM marked out of order. One opens the top cabinet while the other connects a laptop directly into the machine's internal computer system. Within minutes, specialized malware infects the ATM and completely hijacks its operating system. Suddenly, the machine begins spitting out stacks of cash nonstop. Hundreds of bills. Thousands of dollars. But the real danger to customers happens afterward. Instead of forcing the ATM to release money immediately, criminals can program the malware to secretly record every debit card and PIN entered into the machine for weeks without anyone noticing. The ATM still works normally. The screen looks normal. The card reader looks untouched. But the machine itself is now spying on every customer who uses it. And that is the terrifying truth about modern ATM fraud. The biggest threat is no longer the criminal you can see. It is the invisible system already waiting inside the machine before you even arrive.